Again, my name is Alan David, one of the outreach specialists at Chabot, and we have two programs featured today. We have Umoja and First Year Experience. Actually, we'll have Tommy go again first this afternoon. We won't do the Rochambeau. We'll just get going. If you don't mind, Tommy.
That's a friend of me anyway. I'm going to win every time.
Okay. I heard you're good at that. Okay, so we're going to have Tommy talk about Umoja right now. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. And we're also going to have a little bit time after Tommy's presentation and also at the end of the FYE presentation today. So if there's any questions that come up, please use the chat, or we'll give you time after each presentation. All right, Tommy, you got the mic.
Cool. So hi, my name is Tommy Reed. I'm the counselor coordinator for the Umoja program at Chabot College. Super excited to be here. Hoping not to take up too much of you guys' time, but definitely wanting to share about this exciting opportunity with our program. So Umoja is a statewide program. There are over 70 Umoja program on community colleges throughout the state of California. We are also at all of the UCs, at 3 of the CSUs, and we are even located at one community college up in Washington by the name of Highline. This particular program here at Chabot has been in existence for 33 years. I think we're in our 34th year. And I'm in my 8th or 9th year of being the coordinator for the program. And, you know, honestly, in my last 8 years, so many things have changed about our program and what we do and what we offer for our students. And so the reason why I share that is because originally in our program, we basically only offer like an English class and like what they call a college success course. But now we actually offer more classes than that. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I think I might be able to actually share the screen and play the slideshow, Alan. I think I figured it out.
There you go.
Stuff. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Where's the presentation? Where's the slideshow? Oh, Lord.
On the right side, there's it's a slideshow. Usually you could click that.
Where? I don't see it.
Down one. Or to the right.
Right here? Oh, slideshow. There you go. Yeah.
There. Uh-huh.
All right. See?
There you go.
Technologically advanced, but I'm not. It's okay. So again, like I said, I'm Tommy Reed, and so this program has been around for 34 years. Now, what I'll do next? How do I get to the next slide? Okay, there we go. The question is, who is Umoja and what do we do? So what Umoja does is we offer what we call the 3 C's. We offer classes, counseling, and community. We offer 8 classes each semester, and all of them are laserly focused towards helping students to transition through community college and towards whatever your academic goal is. If that means you want to transfer, then we have classes that will help you get there. If you want to just get your AA, we have the classes that will help you to obtain that, as well as we have support to help you get your certificate as well. And so our program is designed to move students through. Like I said at the beginning, we only used to offer a couple classes each semester, but what I wanted to do as the coordinator of the program was create what we call an HBCU type experience. HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And when you go to most HBCUs, they have anywhere from an 8 to a 15 to 1 ratio between the professors and the students. That means that for every 8 students on campus, they have some professional professor, staff member that works at the school to provide support to that student. If it's 15 to 1, that means it's 15 students, 1 professor, 1 staff member to support those 15 students. And so at the Chabot Umoja program, my goal is to create that through our classes, through our activities, everything that we do. I want the students to feel like they're on an HBCU campus, right? Another benefit of having an HBCU type experience is most students get an opportunity to connect with their professors via phone, email. Even on some campuses, the professors live on campus and the students can call them in like, I need a study session, or I'm panicking or something's going on, and that professor is available or makes himself available for the student to get support. And what we've learned through research, this is not something that we just sort of said we wanted to do, but through research, we've learned that students who participate in a college and they feel like they're connected to the professors, they feel like they're connected to programs, and they have support, tend to do a lot, to be a lot more successful. Now, one of the things is that our classes, they're super interactive and super engaging. And so it's different from sitting in the classroom. And I don't want to put some of the teachers on blast, but just imagine being in a classroom. Even some of us remember being in a classroom and we're sitting there like, oh my God, I can't wait for this to be over, because we're bored out of our mind, right? But in our classrooms, in the Umoja type classrooms, we have these 18 practices that we use, which literally help to engage the whole entire classroom in the learning process. Not only the students learning, but the professor learning on the spot too. And what we're doing is we're making sure that we're creating a space where students can feel safe to learn, where students can be empowered to learn, but also be able to share their voice. And so our classes are all transferable. They're all designed to help you to move through community college so that you can get to your desired goal, but they're also super engaging, fun. I guarantee when you get into an Umoja class and you're done with that class, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm sad to see it end. And the reason why is because you're connected to students in there, you become a community, and you guys become a support for each other. So that's the classes portion. We have counseling. So we have 3 counselors that work in the program. I'm one as a coordinator. I do some counseling, but I also have 2 other counselors that work in the program, and they're available to support you. And what's so great about our counseling is that you can set up an appointment with the counselor within 24 to 48 hours. Whereas if you were to do just general counseling, in a lot of situations, you might have to wait 2 to 3 weeks sometimes just to get an appointment. But with us, we try to make ourselves as readily available as possible to support our students. And so we get to brag that, yes, if you can call me and like, hey, Tommy, I need an appointment with Jarrell, or I want an appointment with you. I'm like, okay, well, looks like tomorrow's open. Can you meet at such and such time? We literally try to make ourselves available for our students so that they can have the support that they need to be successful. And the great part about that also is that you get to meet with 1 or 3 counselors, whereas at Chabot, we have, I think, like 21 to 25 counselors in general counseling, and all of them have different schedules. And let's just say you can't meet with somebody on a Tuesday. Well, maybe those counselors don't meet on Tuesday. All of a sudden, you have to meet with somebody that you don't know, and it's almost feeling like you're starting over. And with us, we try to build the rapport, and we try to keep the students with the same counselor so that you get to build that trust. You get to build that rapport so that you can know, like, each time you're building on something and not starting from the beginning again or having to explain yourself again. The third C is community, right? We do a lot of activities. And especially before the pandemic, we were doing a lot of like open mics and game nights and taking students on tours. Like we did an HBCU tour. We did a tour of Southern California. And all of this was at no cost to the student. This was purely funded by our program. And so we intend to do that as we transition back to being in person. We intend to set it up so that students can continue to have some of those experiences. And even more so, like even during the pandemic, we were doing open mics and game nights, and we were doing virtual tours. And one of the things that we did that I brag about, even though I probably shouldn't because we didn't get that big of a turnout, was that we did a drive-in movie at Chabot College. And I think it was the first ever drive-in movie, and I'm planning to do it again this year. And so, those are just us trying to create intentional community with students, recognizing that, our experiences have to extend beyond just the classroom, just so that we can build and be the best people that we want to be. I mean, if you think about it, even like UCs and, and some of those more prestigious colleges, they want you to have experiences outside of the classroom. One of my biggest bragging points is that I have a student who was a student leader in the Umoja program, participated in our program from start to finish, and now she's at Princeton University on a full ride. And a lot of what helped her to get in was because she participated in all of the 3 C's that Umoja offered. And so to see that happen means that it can be attainable for you. And this was someone who came to community college and did not know where she wanted to go. but decided that, that Princeton was a goal. And because she was so prepared, now she's there thriving. And so those are the 3 C's that we offer in our program. Let's see. And the benefits of the Umoja program is, like I said earlier, is that the classes are engaging and interactive. You will complete most of your general education through, we have classes including English, math, and science. But we also have classes like that might go along with your major. So it all depends on what you do, and it's really easy to become part of our program. The counselors are readily available with appointments within 24 hours. And also what's coming up the pipe is that in the next year, we should be able to have priority registration, which means that you as a student coming in your, let's just say your second semester in the spring, and you want to get classes, let's just say you're a nursing major and you're scared that the nursing, the biology class is going to fill up before you get in. Well, guess what? As a nursing major and having priority registration with our program, you'll be able to capture that before the class fills up. Also, you have preference in application to UCs and CSUs by being a member of the Umoja community. What that means is that we literally have a drop down in the UC application. If you click and say that you're an Umoja student, then you have preferential treatment. And what I mean by that is we had a student who came to our program and she was on the bubble for getting into UC Davis. And when they found out that she was an Umoja student, this was before we actually had the drop down, they literally accepted her into the college because they knew that our students are going to be prepared to be able to handle the coursework and the rigor of being at the UC, and she thrived at UC Davis. We are also a part of the transfer admissions guarantee tag in California with the HBCUs. And what that means is that in the state of California, there are 39, there's an agreement with the state of California that 39 HBCUs, including Morehouse, Morgan State, Virginia State, Grambling State, what's the school in Texas? Oh God, it's so 39. You have to look at the list, and there's a website for it, and I can send that to you guys. But there's 39 schools that we have an agreement with that if you maintain a 2.5 GPA and you complete at the minimum 30 transferable units, that you're guaranteed admission to one of those 39 HBCUs, right? That's pretty incredible considering that we're out here trying to figure out how to get into a UC, and we might be able to go to an HBCU, which might be just as good of a college and a great experience for us to be able to go. And then also, last but not least, we also provide you with a lot of love and support. Like I'm the counselor that you're gonna know beyond just being a counselor. All my students, they have my number. They text me if something's going on, if they have questions, if they have issues, when they're freaking out, all those things, because we make ourselves available. And the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that our students have the best experience possible. And if we want to try to eliminate whatever excuses or anything that can get in the way of them being able to be successful as students. And so, I'm really grateful to be here this afternoon because that's a great piece. And my intention is that I'm going to share this slideshow with you guys before it's over. But I just wanted to wrap it up by thanking you guys so much for giving me the time to share about our program. And hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the fall, or some of you. All right, any questions? Any questions, any thoughts? All right.
Tommy, I know you had a video earlier.
I did. I'm trying. So my
computer. Have access to that?
I can give it to you. My computer's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
It's a how to join video on our program. But basically you want to watch between 25 seconds to I think a minute. So it's like a 30-second portion of that video. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll share that with everybody that's on the call right now. Okay. Again, the flyer that has all of this has links to each program.
Yes.
And you could click on the icon, the logo, and it'll bring you to more information. And isn't this video on the
slide? I'm about to put you guys the slide right now.
Okay.
Get a copy of it.
Cool.
Oh God.
So it looks like Tommy might have to go because the battery issue.
I know, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna try to hang around as long as I can, though.
Okay. Did anyone have some questions towards Tommy or about the Umoja program? Okay, well, we'll have time after, and then we also have, I'll give you Tommy's contact, and when we upload this video, we'll have all these links available as well. But thank you, Tommy. I appreciate your time. And let's transition to the first year experience program. Patrick, I'll give you the mic now.
Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Patrick Mwamba. I'm the instructional assistant for the first experience program at Chabot College. And do the peers want to introduce themselves again?
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm the peer for the health and wellness pathway.
I'm Isabel. I'm the peer from the art and design pathway.
Cool. I will share my screen. Hopefully everybody can see my screen just now. I will also share the slide at the end of this as soon as I'm done. Can everybody see the screen? Is it visible? Cool. So pretty much the first year experience program here at Chabot, we're learning community based on your major or interest of studying. So for example, we have 5 majors that we have, like art and design. So in this case, for example, anybody that will be interested in like graphic design, for example, into the arts, into film. So we'll be in that particular pathway. Our society, culture, and ideas usually are social sciences. If you're interested in like psychology, be a counselor, and as well if you're undecided, for example. So what we do usually in this particular pathway is we do a lot of general educational classes, which regardless of your major, of your interest of study, if you're planning on transferring or getting a degree from Chabot, you would have to take those classes. And usually a lot of these classes in this particular pathway are transferable into another one. So for example, if you're like in your first semester, you're undecided, but you're a little bit leaning towards business, throughout the semester, we can talk, you can maybe take a business class. So by the end, if you decide, let's just say, to switch, the classes that you will have taken in that first semester as part of that pathway will still be transferable to regardless of the degree that you want to do. We have a science and math pathway, which is pretty much our STEM. So level, if you want to be a doctor, computer science, engineering will be in there. Business and economy, so mostly our business degrees, anywhere from like marketing, accounting, economy, advertising. And we have our health and wellness pathway, which most of your health related fields will be in there as well. An easy way also to explain that for you, think of us as well as your in your first year of college, kind of like your Google to Chabot or college. In that way, we may not have all the answers, but we'll definitely do our best to point you towards the right direction and look for the answers with you. Now, some of the, let me see if I can go to the next slide. If to let me do it. Cool. So I'll talk a little bit about some of the benefits of being part. So one will be guaranteed class schedule. Similar as well to what Umoja has, will be you will be able soon to get priority registration. But for example, what we do is we have designated classes for that first year that are accessible for you. So you get first pick into those classes. So you will not be competing with the remainder of what I want to say around 14,000 students trying to fill into those classes. And those usually matter, especially for the impacted majors as well. So we'll have you already have a guaranteed schedule for your first year as well. We have supportive instructors that are familiar with the industry. So depending on your interests, if you have just questions in terms of like the degree themselves, but as well just asking questions about like what it is like to work in that particular field, or just to get connection. We do have instructors that are really supportive and usually as well are really involved and help with some of the events and workshops that we do and provide. as well another part which is mostly being online, but we do have a space we try to designate time for for you to be able to come together, and as well just right now we're figuring that out, transitioning into a new space, but it will be a place where you could just come, for example, and just like study, or if you have any questions, if you want to kind of like do group projects and some of our activities, so you'll be able to do that. Another benefit, I guess, it will be the way we set up our community as well. We'll do into cohorts, as I mentioned earlier, depending on your specific majors. So for example, everybody that's into that, let's just say that business, will put you into classes together. So that's where you'll be able to take classes. And if you wanted to study together, you'll be able to do so. So you're able to network not just with students who have the same interest in your specific pathway, but as well into with other students in the additional pathways as well that are generally freshmen as well. And I'm gonna let the other two people, our peers, talk a little bit about the other benefits since they're more entertaining than I am.
Yeah, so I'm Amy once again. A lot of times I'm in charge of the events. So we have a lot of events for students, whether it be educational or recreational. Like we do a lot of workshops where recently we've had some scholarship workshops and financial aid, also just things that, you know, are helpful for school. So things like how to research or, you know, best ways to write emails or talk to professors. We also do some pathway specific workshops, stuff like that. So for health students, we'll have health speakers, or, you know, business students, we're planning to have business speakers. Lots of stuff in store. And we also have our fun events. So every Wednesday at this moment, we've been doing, you know, movie nights with different movies every week. And we're planning to get back into game nights every Friday. You know, students come in, we do some online virtual games together just to, you know, build the community, have fun, relax before the weekend. And as things are going back in person, we're planning to have more, you know, one-on-one in-person events. So like coming up, we're gonna have a game tournament and it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be prizes. So if you join FYE, there's gonna be lots of stuff like that, lots of, you know, really cool opportunities and events that you guys can join, make friends, you know, get to know one another. It's really cool, really, really good stuff all around.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. Isabel, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Just that we have office hours for you guys available where peers like me and Amy, and if you join us, you'll meet the other peers too. We have tutoring hours, we have office hours. We're just basically here for you guys if you need any questions, or, you know, you need some help with your English or, you know, your comm classes. Yeah, we're just here for anything that you need and to have fun. And I hope you guys join and we can have a great time together.
Yeah. For those that don't know, what are peers? So what exactly do y'all do?
Well, as peers, we're also students here at Chabot, actually. So we're taking classes at the same time that we're peers. And we work with FYE, so we'll be contacting like your instructors and counselors. So we're like the bridge between you and Chabot. So if that is like helping you get a meeting with a counselor, if you want to set up classes, we can help you do that. If you want to do tutoring with us, or we can set you up with tutoring at like the Learning Connection, like those types of things. But yeah, we're just like the bridge between you and Chabot. So we're just there to give you a little push to help you like with your classes, with planning out your future education plans, like those types of things.
Great. Thank you both. Yeah, Amy and Isabel are definitely great resources. Unfortunately, they will be graduating, so you will not be able to see them over fall. But what usually peers are usually students that are already there at Chabot and be able, because you know, sometimes you don't necessarily want to hear from a staff member like me, so it's usually good to have at least for me, I usually prefer somebody that either is a student or has a recent experience in whatever else I'm trying to do. And then again, as they both mentioned, so we're just reiterating, we're a bridge, kind of like that Google, that we try to provide the support on both holistic, where we think that you college, at least life should be fun. So that's why we try to have some fun activities, but as well in kind of like that academic side of things. So we will help you with in terms of your financial aid, or if you have problem registering, so we'll answer those questions and kind of like navigating college. And we love your input on a lot of those activities, both on the academic and the fun portion. So for movies, we like to see what your opinion is, because for example, I love horror movies, but most people don't. So if they didn't suggest what movies, we probably will just be watching horror movies 24/7. So, and some of the academic portion of things. So for example, as Amy mentioned, for like, we have pathway specific. So for example, next week we'll be having a Chabot graduate that from nursing that went to Chabot, went to nursing school and graduated to share her experience on nursing school and kind of like navigating that. So it's usually some of the students in that pathway requested if we could have something like that, or having that particular event. So we love your inputs. We will try and accommodate, and as well try to have any sort of event that you think would be best for you, because we have our own personal ideas, but you know best what you know the best in terms of what you need. Yeah. And then you'll have a copy, we'll probably share in the chat like this presentation, but here is all my email. So if you have any questions, you can definitely email me. We as well have an Instagram. There's also Alan's email, so if you have just general questions as well. And we'll probably share as well in the chat some of the flyers of some of our online events, because we've been doing for now, as Amy mentioned, the online, for example, the movies have been online. So if you just wanted to kind of see some of the movies or just check and relax, you'll be able to do so through that. Any questions?
And did anyone have questions there here on the line or there at ROP right now? I'll ask the question since we, oh, did you, was that you, Patrick?
No, nothing.
Okay. My question is to the peers. I know you're all both graduating soon. You know, what advice would you give to a student who's, it's going to be their first year of college, and especially at Chabot? What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, that's definitely a great question. I would say first and foremost, don't be afraid to ask questions in general. I know in my first year, I was, really scared, really shy, and I didn't want to ask questions at all. I didn't want to go to a counselor. I didn't want to, ask my teachers for anything if I needed help. Didn't want to go to tutoring. Mm-hmm. But, as I've gone through college and I've kind of learned the ropes and stuff, it's not embarrassing to ask questions. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be scared of, Staff and us peers, we're here to help you. So asking us questions is our job. We want to do it. We want to help you out. Another thing that I think is, really important is to really, try and make friends, try and connect in different places, and things like programs. It's a really great way to connect, a really great way to meet people and, make connections, become, friends with Patrick, learn the ropes of FYE. Maybe you can be a peer, and then you can have great peers like Isabel and me. We become really great friends, like all of us peers. So if you just, join different places, learn new things, join clubs, join programs, you get to meet a lot of great people and make a lot of cool connections. That's what I'd say.
Nice. How about you, Isabel?
Like the same thing that Amy said, I think that's really important. I think what I just want, well, for me, what I struggled with is just like going with the flow of college. Like do your assignments, like go to fun events, just have fun. But like it's okay to not really know like where you're going, because I know my first year I was so stressed about my major. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just finally just like, let's just see what happens. And then actually in one of my first classes I met my professor. She was like so nice and she inspired me to like find the major that I want. I'm an English major now, and it took a long time for me to realize that. So I just want to let everyone know it's okay. Go at your own pace, and you'll find your way. And we're here to help you find your way. So you don't have to stress about that at all. It's normal. And yeah, you guys got this.
That's a great point, Isabel. You know, it is okay to not completely know. I know I've met students along the way that are still debating between one or three things, or maybe no, they don't know any major that they want. And I think that's a good reason to go to Chabot. One, it's you're paying a fraction of the cost, and hopefully for free if you complete the SOAR steps, like I mentioned earlier, right? But yeah, you get to explore these possible majors if you don't know yet, or if you're just thinking like, I kind of want to do art, then this is your opportunity to do art. I kind of want to do my own business, then you know, or own my own business, then you could try that with one of the FYE programs, or like these other programs that we're going to be bringing up in the next couple weeks. You know, they're also there to help you figure out. So maybe if FYE isn't exactly what works out for you, these other programs that we'll be sharing with you in the next following weeks is a way to also figure it out, right? And so I wanted to also mention that when I met Patrick, he was a peer too. So now he's my colleague working with me at Chabot. So like you know, you get a lot of work experience if you want to work at Chabot. And also a lot of good, cool things is we try to set you up if you already know a field, hopefully get you some work experience in that area as well. So I know a lot of the folks at ROP, you know, that's one thing they try to do for you there, but we'll try to do that at Chabot as well. Is there any other questions coming from anyone who's on the line or at ROP? Okay. I want to share, I made this right quick so folks could understand. It's basically, I flipped my flyer, but a lot of folks wonder what's the difference between the learning community and special programs. So I kind of put them on different sides for all of you to know. Let me make it a little bigger. So for example, Puente, Umoja, who spoke, Tommy, who spoke earlier, representing Umoja, Change It Now, our social justice learning academy or program, and Movement, our Asian American Pacific Islander learning community, and then of course First Year Experience, who's also on the line right now. All of these are learning communities. So there's classes attached to them, and you have to kind of choose one between these, right? Because they have classes, and a lot of our classes clash with one another. So so please, if you're thinking of joining a learning community, take a look at these 5 and see what work for you, okay? In terms of our special programs, these under this kind of pink side here, you could choose any that you're qualified for and have them on top of maybe a learning community. Or maybe if you only do special programs, you could do multiple ones of these. You just want to see which ones you qualify for, and they each have information on, you know, they might have an income requirement, or, you know, which, you know, first generation, you're the first in your family to go to college in the US. They may have those kind of things that you need to have in terms of to qualify for the program, right? So take a look at these as well. I just want to kind of show you them next to each other. I'll make it a little smaller so you could see them. But I'll share this as well with your counselors and college career centers at your high schools. But yeah, again, you could be in multiple programs on this side. You could choose one of these and add these on top. Like think of it as a meal. You could get your main course and add extra onto it, okay? But yeah, we'll give you one last opportunity to ask questions. Does anyone have any questions out there? Okay, so we're gonna call it for today. I wanna say thank you to everyone who joined on the line here on Zoom, and also everybody who's there in the classroom over there, in the conference room at ROP. We appreciate you for coming by. If you need my contact, I'm gonna put it in the chat. But yeah, please join our future weeks if you wanna check out our other programs. But yeah, thank you for being here today, and hopefully we see you at Chabot soon. Bye, everyone.